True faith, what it is, why we need it, how we use it in today's world, in simple English, 24 hours a day, right here on Guidance TV. This is Yusuf Estes for Guidance TV, bidding you peace. Salam. Salam alaikum.
ووظف الشيخ يوسف التكنولوجيا في عمله الدعوي من خلال المواقع الإلكترونية، مستخدما اللغة الإنجليزية بشكل مبسط وممتع لضمان سهولة فهمها من قبل الحضور، بالإضافة إلى استشهاده بالقرآن والتعاليم الإسلامية خلال حديثه.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yusuf Estes with really good news. But first, many people are hearing things about Islam, but they are not getting the right message. So the best time to get the right message out is right now. And we have the best way to do exactly that with Allah's support and your help. We've got our projects, our websites, satellite TV channels, and now we can reach every home on the planet, inshallah. Let's make that difference together. It's easy. And be my dawah partner. Don't scroll down. There's nothing to scroll down. That was one of our promos for our websites. Anyway, so we have again tonight with us Habib. Do you know what Habib means? You'll find out right this minute because the smiling Habib is about to join us. السلام عليكم.
وقناة Guide Us التلفزيونية الفضائية.
The programs and the channel are all dedicated.
That didn't work.
Yeah, we got it now. I pushed the wrong button. Well, they don't pay me to push buttons.
There we go. Let's try this again. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, my dear brother?
Yes, sir. You have a delay if you're watching this on TV or on the internet. You have a 30-second delay up to 1 minute, depending on your access to it. So that's why we always say we're almost live, because it's not exactly live. But all of the television broadcasting, radio broadcasting is not so bad, but the television, because they're having images, moving images and so on, it goes up from 30 seconds to a minute. Sometimes it's 20 seconds, 17 seconds, but the radio is a lot faster. Yeah, it's just like a heartbeat away from the it's still almost live. Anyway, so what are we going to talk about tonight?
I think we should talk about the same thing we were talking last night, because I think we left them with the idea that I was supposed to be asking some more questions. And what we were talking about last night was actually for the children, what they are doing when they're registered so they're able to put their video on, and the importance of what needs to be filled out in that little part that they're doing. Nobody sees it other than the ones for Guidance TV, and people need to know that is secure, but it's just information that Guidance TV needs in regards to prizes. So what do we do when somebody is signing up?
That is a good question, and actually, I have it saved somewhere, and I can't access it right now, but we can talk about it. However, it would be better if we could show it on the camera on the website itself. The idea is, number one, get your parents' permission, because this is going to be critical along the way. And if you win and they don't know about this, that's a big problem for you. So just talk to the parents and see if they'll allow you to be on camera and basically recite the Quran. This is something that most of the parents would agree with you, but not everybody has the same attitude, or that especially the non-Muslims that have a child that is a Muslim. And by the way, we had one 9-year-old girl about 15 years ago. She came to Islam because their housemaid was from Egypt, and she was really, really good with the child, and the child liked her as much as she liked her mother. She had a big affection for this lady, and so she came to Islam, and she did so with the permission of her parents. And that is the key. If the parents will allow you to explore and find out what you think about religion from the practicing side, then that's really good parents. It shows that they have an open-mindedness, and they're not scared of allowing their child to explore things, you know. So this is how this young lady got involved with us. And if she would have liked to, and I didn't, she was in New York, so I didn't live there at that time. But if she would have liked to, this would have been a great opportunity for her, as well as her parents, to know more about Islam. I'm not saying that she would have won anything, but this is not the idea for it. This is the idea is for the children to get experience with this book, this Quran right here, because in the Arabic language, now this is not a translation. Someone asked the question about what it says regarding, and I think it's in Surah Baqarah, chapter 2. But anyway, it's saying that do not, it's the translation. So it is not the Quran. The Quran is this, and it has to be in Arabic. Okay, this is the Quran. However, if someone says that the translation is bad, so-and-so or this or that, so yeah, but that is the translation. It doesn't mean that the Arabic, because it's very difficult to translate exactly what Allah is saying, because you have to have the mind set on the Arabic language, and it's not easy. However, there are some simplistic things, like, for instance, it says in the translation, do not take, O you who are believers, do not take the Christians and Jews as your friends. Now, what would you respond to that?
Well, I think you can't just take it just that statement. You got to read what was before it and what was after it, because a lot of even Christians do this with the Bible. They take it out of context and they don't really understand what's being said. And in this case, you still have to understand what the Arabic is actually saying about this.
That is exactly the thing that the Arabic language. Now, I know a little bit, but not enough to say I can scratch the surface, because the Arabic language is the most beautiful language on the planet. And if you understand the Quran, you know that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you something and he says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, and he's talking to the people that are believers in one God. But it's not just one God, because you can say, well, I only believe in the sun god. Well, duh. I only believe in the moon god, or I only believe in the star god, or, it's not just about one, but it's the one who created everything. And he didn't create himself. He has always been there. He has always been. Not he was born, or no. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the only one. And we can't compare him to ourselves in any way, shape, or form. But he does compare some things that so we can get an idea of what is going on. But this is not the subject here. You're talking about when you say Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, this is in the Quran. This is talking to the believers that are already on the deen, okay? And if you know what the Arabic language is, then you see that there are priorities higher and higher and higher. It's not just, and it says awliya, don't take them as awliya. Well, what does that mean? Awliya does not mean friend at all. It means, and that you can compare this to other words in the Quran where it's a usage of the word awliya, and it says, Anta awliya, you are our only what? Not friend. Allah is not your friend, like you're walking down the street and going, hey, how you doing today? This is not that. But it's saying, do not take them as your guardians, awliya, your guardians, or someone over you to make decisions for you. That is what it's saying, not friends. Because the friend, as we know it in English, is just somebody, maybe is your next door neighbor, is a friend, maybe somebody that dropped off several times, the pizza delivery guy, he's a friend, or maybe it's a really tight friend that you have, but it's in no case is it an awliya, because this is prescribed for you. And in the in Surah Baqarah,
well, I do have an example for that.
Go ahead.
Well, for me, because my family's not close, living close to me and things like this, and you need a next of kin, somebody that, in regards to me going to the hospital and these sort of things, and if I pass away, this person is contacted. And so I made sure it wasn't just a dear friend. He's a dear friend that's also a Muslim, because I know if something happens and I do pass away, that things will be taken care of in regards to my burial. And this is the discussion we had this afternoon about this. So, so when you're looking at, you know, this type of thing, it's so important that you do have somebody that you can trust, that you know will do the right thing. And it's better to have a Muslim that understands this than to have somebody that's, even though it's been a friend of yours for many, many years, but they understand more about the importance, because we're not just friends, we're also brothers.
Well, that's exactly the what I'm talking about. And even then, when you say the awliya, Allah, it says it in the Quran, and I'll read it to you, and I'm not going to get any credit for the competition here, but A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Allahu waliyul ladina amanu yukhrijunahum min adh-dhulumati ila an-nur walladhina kafaru awliya'uhum at-taghut yukhrijunahum min adh-dhulumati ulaika ashabun nari hum fiha khalidun. That's more or less the Arabic, but Allah is telling you, Wali is the friend of the believers, but not the friend, because it is clearly he is the one is over us. And we have chosen that. So we understand that Allah has opened up the doors for us to be guided. But we, at every point, we have a choice to accept the guidance or don't. And one example is, for instance, if you know to use your right hand for all of the things that you do that are clean things, and then for anything dirty, you use your left hand. What do you think about that?
Well, you got to understand, you know, I mean, as Muslims, we go, La ilaha illallah. So we're putting up our right finger. So can you imagine if you're using this for something that is unclean, and you're making this statement, even though you wash your hands, it's still, there's a reason why we do this, right?
That's a good one. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So, okay. Now, as a Muslim, we only use our hands, our right hand, to eat with. We never feed our face with the left hand. Now, there are many reasons, and you just named one. But the practical reasoning is, for sure, if you use your both hands to do whatever, and you don't know where your hand, your left or right hand, has been, because you cleaned yourself after you go to the bathroom, and you don't know. So if, God forbid, that you don't have any water and you can't clean your hands afterward, well, what are you going to do now? Yeah. So that's one of the things that we have a choice. We can always, you know, and sometimes you out of forgetfulness, you might do one or the other. But on the average, we use our right hand for the clean things, and we have our left hand for the dirty things. That is what Islam is telling us to do. And whenever you shake hands, that's a big thing. When you're shaking hands with somebody, and yeah, that's if you're shaking hands with a guy that does the yard work and picks up things and after dogs or something, you know what I'm saying. But
Well, see, the thing, even if you're looking at the idea of, you have something on your hand, either and see, the thing is, when you're coughing or something like that, right, and you do it this way, like with your right hand, there's germs. But if you're not using your hands for that type of thing, then you should be coughing into your sleeve or something like this. But still, the idea your right hand always stays clean. So when you're shaking somebody's hand, there's less chance of any germs being spread too.
yeah, but let's go back to the ayah, and I'll give you a better translation. This particular translation is Sahih International, and this is a translation of the Quran. It is not the Quran. I emphasize that it is not the Quran because it's a translation. However, we do have in our studio here, we do have the Quran. All right? So, this one is saying the translation of Allahu waliyul ladina amanu. Okay, it says Allah is the ally of those who believe. He brings them out of darkness into the light. As far as those who disbelieve, their allies are the Tagut. Tagut is something that's specifically pertinent to these guys. They're choosing Tagut. That's the wrong way to go. It's, for starters, it's not just evil, it's not just bad, it's the definite way to go wrong, Tagut. And so this is those who disbelieve, their allies are the Tagut. They take them out of the light into the darkness, and these are the companions of the fire. They will abide or live in there eternally forever. Wow. So this is a very big situation because of that one word being mistranslated as friend. You can have friends. In the English language, a friend is somebody you know that hasn't shown you any harm, and you get along with them. And you have friends at work. You have a friend in your boss. It's not a Muslim. And you can have a lot of friends. Your next door neighbors don't have to be Muslims to receive the benefits of your zakat. Yeah, because if they're starving to death and you give them food, you get a reward for that. Do you know that?
Oh, yes, I know that.
So I think that it's important to know the meanings of these key words like Tagut and Awliya. It's really important to understand that these are not just translatable words for non-Muslims. The original translations of the Quran came about under the hands of some of the monks. Robert the monk, you can look it up on 1,000 years ago. Robert the monk was in the business of translating the Quran. Yeah. to the Latin language. And he did pretty good. And George Sale, a Christian, did it in the early 1700s, and he did pretty good, considering that they are not Muslims and considering that they are not Arabs. I think they did very good, but at that same time, the scholars of that era didn't want anybody to come into Islam and translate the Quran because they said you can't bring a book like it. Because it says that in the Quran itself. You can't bring a book like it, and don't even try, because you're going to be dumbfounded when you get done with it. So, yeah, the early people that chose to not accept Islam, but they were poets, and they knew that the Quran was something special, but they didn't agree that it was from Allah. They just said it was magic, 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 sahar, sahar. Yeah, bad magic, you know. That I don't know that there's any good magic, but anyway, so, well, we call them mu'ajiza. That's miracles, right?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, we're off our subject, but
Yeah, I was going to point that out because it's we still need to get back to it, and I think even discussing this is important because you realize the importance of children learning how to recite the Quran, but actually learning what they're saying and understanding what they're saying is so important in regards to their spiritual growth and making sure that we stay on the right path. And so when you look at that, that's why it's so important to have this contest so that it encourages more children to learn to recite the Quran and to learn the Arabic and learn
we have a phone call.
The proper pronunciation.
Yeah, we have a phone call. Wa alaikum salam, rahmatullah barakatuh. Ahmed Redwan is on the air with us tonight.
Yes. Salam alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam, rahmatullah barakatuh. Keep him in your dua. Yeah, mashallah.
I'm happy to see you back on the air. We missed your speeches and all the good advice you give everyone.
Mashallah. I miss your lectures at the from the Mimbar. Mashallah.
Yes. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I just got back from vacation. We were in Egypt and Italy with Rome, and we came back, alhamdulillah. And I'm here in the parking lot about to do a fundraising for a new masjid. I don't know if you heard about it. It's in Los Angeles Islamic Center.
Los Angeles Islamic Center?
Yeah, it's for people, Bangladesh. The people behind this masjid is Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. So I was just reading today about Bangladesh and the Ahmadiyyas and the Qadianis.
I see. So, inshallah, I'm going to do a fundraising for them. They just bought a piece of land to add it to their masjid.
Okay.
And yeah, God help us. And last Friday, I was in Masjid Corona doing the khutbah there, and my subject, I would like to share that with you another time. It is about Prophet Lut.
Ah, okay.
So one day I would like to join you on the air, and we can talk about Prophet Lut.
That's wonderful. I think that you should consider, while we're having the contest, maybe we can have a three-way hookup, because we would love to have your input on getting the children to recite on TV, because they can win prizes, but the better thing is that they'll get the rewards from Allah and a better understanding of what they're reciting.
Yes, definitely. I would love to participate with you on that.
Yeah, I think that that's a great idea. MashaAllah.
Yes. And you are back in California now with us? Or
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in California. Well, you see, my
welcome back.
Alhamdulillah. Well, we gotta take a break right now, but stay on the phone with us, and we'll talk while we have the break. And
Okay.
let's do that right now. So, guys, stay by your TV, and we're gonna have a short break, and then we'll be back talking about how you can join our contest. Assalamu alaikum.
وقناة جايد أس التلفزيونية الفضائية.
The programs and the channel are all dedicated to true faith, what it is, why we need it, how we use it in today's world, in simple English, 24 hours a day, right here on Guidance TV. This is Yusuf Estes for Guidance TV, bidding you peace. Salam. Salam alaikum.
ووظف الشيخ يوسف التكنولوجيا في عمله الدعوي من خلال المواقع الإلكترونية، مستخدما اللغة الإنجليزية بشكل مبسط وممتع لضمان سهولة فهمها من قبل الحضور، بالإضافة إلى استشهاده بالقرآن والتعاليم الإسلامية خلال حديثه.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yusuf Estes with really good news. But first, many people are hearing things about Islam, but they are not getting the right message. So the best time to get the right message out is right now. And we have the best way to do exactly that with Allah's support and your help. We've got our projects, our websites, satellite TV channels, and now we can reach every home on the planet, inshallah. Let's make that difference together. It's easy. And be my dawah partner. MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. That was, first of all, I want to talk about Ahmed Redwan, and he is so beautiful in his ways. He wants to dedicate his whole life in Islam. So he had some gas stations, and he sold them out, and he turned all of the profits into that, his efforts to raise money for the various masajid and schools, and I really appreciate the work he's done. Anyway, so if you have something that you would like to promote like that, or have him come out and raise the funds for you, I think you should contact him, Ahmed Redwan, and he is right now in Southern California. He lives here, so I think he could work it in, inshallah. Okay, so we are talking about the Quran project and the Quran contest. This is really important for us, and talk about a little bit about what we can do to encourage the children to make their videos, inshallah. Go ahead.
Well, but the other thing too that needs to be done, and I was talking to one of the local brothers that's president, and he's also the imam of the part-time imam for that particular mosque. And I was telling him about the contest and explaining, where the contest is coming from, so he knows that it's from Guide Us TV, and he knows about you. So, and I'm explaining to him about the different steps that he would have to take, to promote this. So, the thing is, we need to get different people involved so that they can talk to the families in the masjids locally, and they also can promote this as something that is good for the children to do in regards to
tell me how to do that again.
learning to recite and to take part in the
I got it
contest.
open. Please tell me. Okay. All right. Yeah, I had to turn my speaker back on because I made a phone call in the meantime. So, all right. The idea behind having the children call in, and right now, they can call in right now and recite their Quran right on the air. However, that does not count toward the prizes that they get. This is a separate thing, but we would love for them to call in and just give us a sample of what we're trying to do. That encourages a lot of other children to do the same thing. So if you have your Quran handy and you want to recite it, yes, but only in Arabic. Only in Arabic. Regardless of how much you know about the Arabic language, or you can maybe translate that, but we just want you to recite the Arabic, because this will, inshallah, encourage other children to do the same thing. And this is the basis for getting children hyped up and get excited about something halal that they can do. And this is really the great thing for all of us. And
Yes.
yeah, well, we have another caller. So,
Oh, mashallah.
mashallah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Mashallah, this is Richard Kiefer, a longtime buddy of mine. Rashad, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah, it means to live a righteous life, alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
I figured I'd call in and enter the contest. Is there an age limit?
Huh?
Age limit on the contest?
Yeah, we have a contest like we did before. So, and the prizes.
Age limit, I'll recite.
Okay, but it doesn't count for the contest. You have to load a video up, man.
I know.
Now maybe maybe you could qualify, but how long ago did you get into Islam?
I took my Shahada 6 years ago.
So you're 6 years old in Islam, so you would the 4 to 7 group, so you would be qualified. MashaAllah.
I just called into the field to see your face back on the TV, and we missed you, and along with Brother Redwan, it's just great to see
Yeah.
guiding again. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Glad to see
Alhamdulillah.
that, and we support and we'll make dua that everything will just continue to multiply and expand, and maybe a message of Islam will be able to reach many, many hearts.
I hope that, and I pray that our efforts are good and pleasing to Allah, and that He will accept something that we're doing, and possibly guide other people through what we're doing. This is the reason we go through all of this. We're a dawah organization. Dawah meaning to share the message, calling people.
Awesome. That is awesome. Yes. Well, there's lots of folks out there. The church people tell us that the young people are leaving the faith in record crowds and searching, trying to find meaning in life. And we just need to get the message out. Alhamdulillah.
Well, you spent
in many, many ways.
You spent over 40 years in the church as a minister.
Yes,
and I don't know how you managed to hold on to that, but that is crazy, because you were a youth minister, and I know that some of the kids can be really strong, man.
Yes. Well, the older I got, the worse it got, because of the activities, the camping trips, the retreats, social activities, and it just began to.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Yeah, okay, we have somebody wait a minute. We have, I don't know if you remember, Habib in Canada.
Habib.
Yeah, he's saying salam to you.
That, and I got a message from Yusa that he asked me to tell you to accept. It must be something on Zoom or something like this. Request.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If it's I don't know that we have time for it or not, because it's going to be too late by the time we get.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we only have 15 minutes left. So I advise, okay, I'm going to give out some free advice. I advise all of the parents to take their children by the hand and lead them to the website. It's called Recite on TV. Recite on TV. And record the message, record the Quran recited by your child, and then upload it on that website. And it's not about winning the prizes, but that is an encouragement that we have. But every child will win a prize. And we offer $1,000 to the little kids, and then $1,000 to the bigger kids, and then to the high school students and those 13 to 17. We are offering the $1,000 to them, because each one of those categories is separate, and they have to be graded as such. I don't think it's wise to have a contest between a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old and everything in between, because it's not fair. But we have had some of the youth win over it. But that's the judge's call. Anyway, so go to reciteontv.com, and then you will find it, and you can follow the rules there. And tomorrow night we'll have some callers, inshallah. They'll call in and then they'll recite the Quran, and that's going to be good. And we have Richard Kiefer on the air with us right now. And what do you think about doing a three-way tag team?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, it'd be
Okay. Well,
wonderful to do that again. And,
yeah.
set that up. It'd be lovely.
Yeah.
And
I think we could do that.
One out there in California.
Yeah. And we have Habib with us, and we could add you in there, and we could just have a real wonderful time.
That's right. That's right. I'd love to hear those young people when they recite the Quran.
Oh yeah.
That is, that's just the best. That's in their heart, and that's going to carry them through difficult times in their life. And,
yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, and I'm going to go back to my guest now and see what he has for.
Good. Okay.
Assalamu
So
alaikum.
good to talk to you. Salam alaikum.
MashaAllah. That's Richard Kiefer, Rashad. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes, I was talking to him earlier this month. I gave him a phone call. The other important thing, and even though we can't show it, and we'll show it tomorrow night, hopefully, inshallah, the idea when the parents are helping the children in regards to registering for their, so they can set up the video that they're posting online, is when they're filling out the application, making sure that they put their name, their address, their age, all these things need to be put there. Because the thing is, we want to send you a gift to start off with as you're entering into the contest. So this is why it's so important to have this all filled out properly, so we can send things to you, especially if you win the grand prize.
Well, we send out prizes to each and every one of our children that enter. So it doesn't matter if they get this or get that. All of the prizes are nice and helpful to them to do that next year. But they can call in anytime we're live on the air, unless it's a special thing that we're doing for, like the things that came up after October. And I think everybody knows what we're talking about there. So we did have some things that wouldn't have been appropriate to call in and just recite Surah Baqarah or something like that. Anyway, so we have this when we're live on the air. Most of the time, you can call in and just recite, especially the short ones and the ones that we're familiar with. That is always welcome. Welcome. So, yeah. Anything that you would like to advise the parents about?
I think when the parents are getting ready to, and most importantly, helping the children to be able to be comfortable with themselves when they're reciting in front of the camera, and that be patient with your child when they're doing this. And I think making sure that they're doing it in a room that you just see the back of the like basically what you see in my video. That there's no distractions or anything like this. So when the child is reciting, you just see the child, and you're close enough that you can hear the child without any background noises. Making sure the windows are closed and these types of things, because it's so important to hear the recitation. So
we
this
got
right
it working.
here,
We got it working. And let's see if we can change it over now to this. Okay. There we go. There we go. And it says the rules at the top. You must have your parents' permission before you upload. And then be on Guidus TV. And this does not mean just the contest. You can be on Guidus TV whenever we're live. And we have enjoyed so much participation from our youth, especially in Minnesota and Michigan and Virginia, Maryland, and Florida, Texas, California. Many have called in and recited on TV. And this is a good way for you to get the practice that you need to enter the contest, because the contest is really judged by the professionals who know the Quran, and they are teaching the Quran, so they know all of the rules of the Quran. And as far as I know, there's a few things that is stuck with me in my head, but I'm not the Quran teacher, and I'm not the Quran judge. So I turn that over to the people that are. And this is a good idea. So upload your video and fill out everything there. Then upload your video. And if you want to donate, you can donate something. Your parents can donate something to help us along. But we also give out free Qurans. afreequran.com. The letter A and then the word free. Everybody knows how to spell free. F-R-E-E. Free. Quran. Q-U-R-A-N. Yeah. .com. afreequran.com. So this was highly appreciated, and so get it going. And we do have on our screen right now, you can see it, there is a $10,000 shortage of but we have people that can cover it as a loan until we can pay them back. So if anybody wins the 3 levels, each one is $1,000. Each one is $1,000. Yeah. And we will be on the road in Florida and maybe in New York on the end of the month, and in January and February we'll be on the other side of the world doing the same thing that we do all the time. We call people to Islam, and we explain that there is a difference between man-made religions and Islam, and peaceful submission to Almighty Allah. That is the meaning of the word Islam. It has salam in it. Peaceful. So if anybody knows the word Islam, they would never use it in a sentence with the word terrorism, except as the opponent to terrorism. And they got away with it because they figured that we'll leave it in Arabic and call these people Islamic terrorists. There's no such thing, because how do you have a peaceful terrorist? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we'll go back to our guest, Habib, and we have a few more minutes. Would you like to talk about something?
Well, you're mentioning about your trip overseas in, I think, January and February. Inshallah, I'm hoping to go to Saudi Arabia at the end of February. But anyway, back to what we were saying about the importance of children in learning to recite, because I'm always reminded of a scripture in the book, and it says, "Raise up a child and how he shall go, and when he gets older, he won't depart from this." And that's a paraphrase, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But there is so much things that are still in the Bible translation. However, if I'm telling you that the Quran translated is not the Quran, it's a translation of somebody's opinion, then what can you say about the Bible? Anyway, alhamdulillah.
Exactly.
So they're telling
But
us
the
that
important
we
part-
got.
see, the idea is the important fact.
They're telling us that we got to go off the air right now, and we're going to say salam alaikum to everybody, and tune in tomorrow, right?
So stay tuned and stay guided with
Guide Us TV. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is
Watched by
a
many,
way of
loved by
life,
all,
a
new Muslims,
complete
young Muslims,
way.
born Muslims, non-Muslims, all enjoy it. Guide Us TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free. No ads.
وقناة جايد أس التلفزيونية الفضائية.
The programs and the channel are all dedicated to the true faith, what it is, why we need it, how we use it in today's world, in simple English, 24 hours a day, right here on Guidance TV. This is Yusuf Estes for Guidance TV.